Welcome to the Heal Yourself podcast, where we dive deep into all things healing. I'm Denise, a speech language pathologist and a self-love coach for adults and teens.
And I'm Kira, a traditional naturopath and functional nutritionist, and we're here to guide you through the transformative process of healing your body, mind, and soul.
From the latest in functional medicine to nurturing your relationship with yourself, healing trauma, and even transforming your money story, we're here to empower you with the knowledge and tools to create lasting change.
So whether you're looking to heal physically, emotionally, or spiritually, join us as we explore the many paths to wholeness and wellness. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Heal Yourself podcast. Today you got Denise and I talking about outsourcing our healing.
How do we come up with these topics?
I don't know. They just, honestly, part of it came up based on good old social media and some posts I made. I was like, man, there's a lot of people that outsource their healing. And we're talking about it through both aspects, right? We're never just making an episode about physical health, but it's like outsourcing your healing physically and also spiritually, emotionally, whatever, right? So when I say outsourcing healing, what comes to you?
But looking outside for my healing, everything. And we're not just talking, like you said, we're not just talking physical healing, like always seeking answer outside. Everything is outside of me. Everything is outside. And then of course you and I are going to be very transparent, and we are going to talk about what we do as well, right? Because we also get into it. And I just have to put it on a side note. Kira loves to ruffle feathers on Facebook. She loves it. She loves it. So if you're not following her, follow her, because I love it though. I love it because it goes with our, the other episode, what if I'm, or I wonder if I'm wrong or whatever. Kira is like, you are amazing with that. Like, whatever, I may be wrong, or what if I'm wrong, and I'm willing to put it out there. So that's like the ultimate. And I love that because, at the end of the day, like, we are like, I like, imagine us like we are the palettes, like the paintings, right? We can't all be blue because that's boring. We can't all be yellow because that's really boring. Can you imagine like everyone's walking around yellow? No. So I think it's just like what makes us really wonderful and unique is what we bring, like all the colors we bring to the table. So it's really important that we don't have to agree with everything you put out there. It's okay.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's the thing. I can't even remember what the post was, but it definitely ruffled feathers. And the thing is part of it's the algorithm, right? Like the more controversy, the more comments I get.
I know.
But
they love it. They're like, oh, drama.
I mean, honestly though, my main purpose is to get people to think and to question things, because that's the only way we grow. And that's the thing. It gets me thinking and questioning things. Like I was getting triggered by someone else who had responded to that. And the funny thing is then I was asking myself, well, what is this showing me? So, yeah. So, okay, outsourcing healing.
Let's go back to the topic.
Yes. Well, it's all connected.
You know us. Everything is part of healing though, Kira. Like everything we're saying is part of healing. And then you and I, what I love about us is like we are so relatable to the person listening, to the person next door, because we are so like we just apply it. Like we tell you like, hey, we're going through shit, or we got triggered through this or through that. Like we're not all here almighty, and we outsource our healing as well. So let's rewind, go back to the topic.
Well, and I think it pertains to the topic, but I agree. Like that's how I view it, is like I'm looking outside myself for answers. And that can be in a multitude of ways. Again, like physical health. Oh my gosh, I need another practitioner. I need this. And there is a difference, right? Like there is a difference for me, for someone coming to me and saying, hey, can you help me sort through all the noise out there? There's a billion supplements, a million different diets, like different labs, all these things. I want someone to help me navigate my issues, versus someone who's like, I need you to tell me exactly what to do. And oh, that didn't work. Next practitioner, I need you to tell me exactly what to do. That is outsourcing your healing. There's a difference between really putting the healing on someone else versus like, I need some education. I need some guidance. I need some coaching. And there's a fine line there. And you said the same thing. Like, we can walk it from a spiritual path, not from a physical one. Like, I don't have any physical issues right now.
I mean, it's interesting you mentioned that because, I started seeing a new therapist, and just this past Tuesday we were talking about it, and he was saying that, yeah, I don't give advice or tips to my kids or to my clients. We work through it. We talk about, like, we present ideas, we role play. You are coming up with your ideas. Like, here are the pros, here are the cons. Because he said it. I mean, he was very honest and said, if I give my kids or my clients tips and advice and it doesn't work for them because we all have different experiences, it's on me. Why? We
Mm-hmm.
can coach. He can guide me through, direct me, right? Like, maybe kind of like help me navigate, like, instead of, just kind of like, imagine when you are on maps, right? You're, instead of choosing the longer route, you're choosing the shorter route. He's guiding me through that. However, I'm still coming up with my own solutions. I'm coming out,
Yep.
when we're doing the role play, I'm the one coming out with the ideas and with the questions and with the answers, because we hear it all the time. The answers are right in front of us. No, sorry. The answers are within us. Everything we want is within us. Yes, sometimes we are a little bit, maybe because our conditioning, we may not hear it. We may need the coaching, but
Mm-hmm.
we can't just rely too much on it, because, I mean, think about it this way. It just came to me right now. This is the form of addiction.
It is.
Right. And then we have to go back to you and I, right? When we were jumping from one person talking about manifestation to another, to another, to another, to another, to this book, to that book. To one point, we were listening to like probably 3, 4 podcasts at the same time. I don't know how many audiobooks, and, reading from and attending so many, oh, this free workshop, this free workshop. And the noise becomes too much. That is no bueno either, because that's also, we are addicted to, I'm seeking answers outside of me instead of getting educated from these people
Yep.
and then actually really applying it to myself. I think what we're doing sometimes with outsourcing is like, oh, wait a minute, I'm listening to this person, he said this, okay, let me jump to that person because I don't want to do the work that this person said. Let me jump to that person. Oh, wait, I like this one, but I don't want, let me jump to that, to that, to that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still avoiding looking within and doing the work.
Or people will do it, but they won't, like, they're not digging deep enough, or it's becoming a checklist, right? Of like, oh, I did this
Yeah.
because they said that. Oh, and okay, I'm not healed yet. Let me do this because this person said I need to do that. Check it off my list. And I like what you said, but I'm also going to throw in that busy healing. I'm going to call it busy healing, right? Like,
Yeah.
let me do
Yeah.
this. Let me watch this webinar. Let me take this course. Let me hire this person. Oh, there's another webinar. This busy healing is a trauma response. And I will
Ooh,
own that too, because it's,
absolutely.
let me create more chaos in my life. Let me, again,
Yes.
outsource my healing. I've got to do this. I've got to bounce from person to person, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all these
Or
different
from
things.
supplement to supplement, supplement company to
Yeah.
supplement company,
Over
provider to provider, test
researching,
to test.
tracking every bite. Yep. That's all of it.
Yes. Yes.
All of it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then sometimes it just becomes too much where we really need to just kind of like maybe stop. And that could be, sometimes you and I do this where we're taking a break. Like, this weekend, I'm not doing anything, or this week, I'm not doing anything. I'm not listening to anything. I'm putting pause on all this stuff, all of the emails. I'm subscribing from this, and this, because it just becomes like, I don't know why diarrhea came to my mind. A mental diarrhea.
I'm laughing.
Mental diarrhea. And it's like, it's just too much, where you gotta really calm it down and then truly look within. And looking within can be like just stop listening to all of this,
Mhm.
pause the podcast that you're listening to for a week, unsubscribe from a few emails, or maybe if you don't want to unsubscribe from them, don't look at them. Or take a break from the supplements, because some people, I mean, and I know you see it, girlfriend, some people are probably on, like, what, over
Oh
20
yeah.
supplements.
Yeah. I've seen it many, many, many times. And that's all
Like, this is too
outsourcing.
much.
It's too much for the body.
Yes.
The liver
You're
has
not
to
allowing the
process
body
them.
to, yes, you're not allowing the body to process them. And I remember when we were in school, like, there was like something we learned about taking a break from those supplements, just
Hmm.
giving them giving your body a break because your body is getting so overwhelmed. And but it all comes down to, like you said, we are craving the chaos and we continue
Yeah.
seeking out and out and out, where when we calm down, the answers will, like, we're not even giving our intuition a chance to speak to us.
Yeah. It's like, let me rely on someone else to tell me what's wrong, what's broken, what I need to fix. And it's like, but what if you're not broken? What if you
And
don't
you're
need to
not.
be fixed? Exactly.
Yeah.
What if you
Yeah.
have the answers? What if you again start questioning some of those things of like the diagnosis or, oh my gosh, this all came from my childhood trauma, or this stemmed from this, or I believe I have that. Like I have so many examples and I don't want to get into them in the health space, but it's just so easy to be like, well, this person told me this is my diagnosis, this is what I need to do, and now I have to live this forever. It's like, well, why?
Well, that's not a death sentence exactly. Like, I think a
Exactly.
lot of people just view just any diagnosis as a death sentence, where we have seen it and there's proof. I mean, right now there's AI. You can definitely look it up how many people have actually healed themselves from really chronic conditions, diseases, whether it is, health wise, or even, I mean, I'm listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural. I mean, some of the testimonials and the stories, I'm like, these people have like actual conditions where they needed surgery,
Yeah.
and then they didn't.
Well, so I told you about the documentary Heal. So for anyone listening, if you've not seen the documentary Heal, highly, highly, highly recommend it. I've seen it 2 or 3 times now. Probably due for another watch. It's been a few years. But this was the first one that really opened my eyes to like, oh my gosh, healing is not just what I thought it was. It's not just change your diet and take the right supplements and do the detoxes and, all these things that I initially thought it was. There was an instance where there was a chiropractor, he broke his spine, but because he was a chiropractor, he knew, right, all of the,
Hmm.
I'll say bones. I know this is not my specialty, guys.
Vertebrae.
Thank you. No, that's exactly the word I was looking for. He knew where everything
Oh wow,
went.
look at that.
Look
Look at
at
me. Oh,
you.
thank you.
So he
I was
would
paying attention in anatomy
You
class.
were. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to say. But he would visualize every single vertebrae falling back into place. And I think it was a year, I don't know, go watch the documentary, but I think it was a year later that he was healed and they told him he wouldn't walk again. Again, it is the
I
power.
remember you telling me about it, or
Yes.
or I remember watching it. I think I remember watching it, but yeah, no, and I believe it. I believe it.
And that's just one example. Like that's one physical example. But the thing is if you're outsourcing your healing and saying, I need you to fix me, what would have happened to him? Like we need to turn inward. And that's where it goes back to what you and I have said in the past. Stop trying to Amazon Prime everything. Your inner
Right.
healing, your exterior healing. Oh, I need to heal this trauma. I need to do this. You have to go through it. These are lessons. And you and I have been talking about this a lot. Everything in your life is here to teach you something. So stop
Absolutely.
pushing it away and saying, okay, I just need this to be gone. I don't like this situation in my life. I don't like this physical symptom. Somebody take it away from me. It's just going to come back until you
It's
learn
going to
those
come back a
lessons.
different way, or it's going to remain, or it's going to become persistent. Absolutely, absolutely. And I know that I love how you and I are getting deeper into different practices that we are including them in the course. Oh my goodness. Yay. Like, this is becoming really, like, we cannot wait to actually reveal it and talk about it even in more details on different episodes. But I love how we are truly right now, like, no matter how hard the, because I even told you in the voice message today, like, I was going through something yesterday and I was like, okay, so I can either start crying about it and be like, oh my God, pity me, blah, 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 blah. And then I told myself, like, you know what, Denise? I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, do you really want to continue repeating this, like, pattern after pattern, time after time, life after lifetime? I was like, mm-mm. So, and and I just changed. I moved from reactive to proactive, and again, FYI, we're including on the course. Yay. But anyway, so you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's something that I was like, no, like, I need to do something about it.
Mhm.
So it's really, really important to also not like you mentioned the chiropractor that healed his spine, it took him a year or whatever. The thing is, exactly, stop wanting to Amazon Prime your life, your healing or whatever, because it can take a day or 2 days or a month, because we have heard some healing happening
Mm-hmm.
miraculously and just not a long time. But also there are people who waited a year, 2 or 3.
Yep.
So embracing every moment and every step of the way, and remembering, go back to the present episode, being in the present moment, where this is all we have. Healing happens in the present moment, and everything is here to teach us something. So instead of hating on it so we can continue repeating it, just embrace it. I'm not saying go celebrate it,
Mm-hmm.
but embrace it, that it's here for you to teach you something. And instead of saying, why is this happening to me, the heck this is happening to me, what can I learn from this? What is the opportunity that I need to take from this? And
Yeah.
yeah, and then just lean on yourself. And I do have a tip I want to add, that when it becomes too chaotic, shut down everything for at least a week. Shut down everything
Mm-hmm.
for at least a week, and then do some deep breathing at least once or twice a day. And like, and I'm sure we've talked about deep breathing before in different episodes, but it's not really hard. Like, you can take a deep breath, hold, exhale. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, and I also wanted to throw in there, don't forget, and I know we've said this before, your exterior world is just mirroring the internal world. So if you're constantly looking outside of yourself for healing, again, whatever we're talking, physical, emotional, spiritual, it's because you haven't trusted what's within. So
Yeah. And
just
then
gonna,
including relationship healing, healing from
yeah.
relationships, right? Because people in our lives are, they're truly here as mirrors, and to show us
Mhm.
the unconscious side of us. So, and I know, like I said, we're talking about that in the course about triggers, and we are going to dive deep in the triggers, because we really want to make sure that you are addressing those triggers. Because you can want to heal your body and the diagnosis that were thrown at you, but all of those are gonna persist and remain if you are
Mhm.
not truly addressing those triggers and changing them once and for all, so they don't keep repeating
Yeah.
and coming back, and the patterns and stuff like that, right? So I mean, if I look at my life and I'm like, whoa, like, I mean, I see this pattern repeating over and over again, and it's on me to change that. It's on me to do something about it, because
Yeah.
it's like, and it reminds me also about like religion, where I know you and I are very spiritual, but religion relies too much on the outside, right? Let me like praying to, yes, you can pray to somebody to guide you. However, that they're not coming to hold your hand, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like Christianity, where they
Hmm.
like, people believe that like Jesus is gonna come, which I mean, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna discuss this, but like, okay, he's coming to do what? To hold you by the hand and solve all of your problems?
Yeah.
He
I
already showed you through the teachings. Do
hmm
exactly like he said, and you'll heal, buddy or missy.
It's
Right?
true
And
though.
like, it kind of like, I'm like, so what are you waiting on? You're gonna wait
Yeah.
forever,
I know. I know.
right?
But it's, again, it's so much easier for someone to outsource it and say, you tell me what to do. I don't want to look within. I don't want to feel this pain, whatever this pain is. I don't want to do the inner work. I don't want to look at my triggers. I don't want to look at my patterns. I don't want to look at what lessons I'm being taught. Okay, well, you're just
Then
gonna,
don't complain and accept the life.
well, and it's just gonna keep repeating then. So,
It is. It is going to keep repeating. It is
mhm.
absolutely. And if it doesn't repeat, the other day I was listening to the podcast, the David Guiam podcast, and he said, so let's say, you are in an abusive relationship, right? And then you divorce that person, and you're like, okay, no more. I'm not going to get married anymore. That's it. We're done. And then the patterns are going to repeat in friendships.
Mm,
Even if you're going to be like, what? I don't want friends anymore. Like, no more. I'm done with friends. It's going to repeat it's going to come up in your children.
mhm.
I don't want to have children anymore. It's going to come up, your neighbors, your parents, whatever. Like, it is going to stay there until you actually go down to the roots, and then just, start pulling it from underneath,
Yeah,
and discovering the beauty that we are. And like, we say that to our, and remember, you guys, like, this podcast is also for us, because we remind ourselves every single day, and we give ourselves pep talk. We're like, just like yesterday, I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you either can continue repeating that or you can choose to say no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to repeat that because pain is only temporary, but transformation is permanent. So that's what I keep telling myself. Pain is temporary, transformation is permanent.
Yeah.
So,
And what am I here? And that's the thing. If you're outsourcing and you are saying like someone else come fix me, you don't ever learn those lessons. You don't ever evolve. You don't ever heal. Like, just want to remind you guys of that because yeah, there's too many out there outsourcing. Like look at all the stuff around us. I'm not talking about practitioners, but again, in the spiritual world. Let me do okay, I'll give you an example in the spiritual world. Let me use oracle cards. Let me go see a psychic.
oh,
Let me do this. I'm like,
yes, yes.
why you have an intuition? Like again, if you're using someone because you're like, this is fun, or I just want a little guidance, but stop seeking full-on answers outside yourself.
Dude, that was so me because I was like, wait a minute, do I leave? Do I not leave? Do I leave? Is it time to leave? Is it time
Mm,
to leave the relationship? And I was like, okay, let me do this one reading. Let me, okay, okay, okay. So she said this. No, 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 no. Let me try somebody else. I mean, and then I was like, oh, and then my intuition kept telling me, like, it was talking to
mm.
me. So, but oh my goodness, you just, you just nailed like what I went through too as well. Like I kept outsourcing the, like
And then
one tarot
you wouldn't
reader
get
to
the
another.
lessons. Yeah, you wouldn't get the lessons if you keep doing that. And that's what people don't get is like the stuff will keep coming back. This is why people on a physical level will come to me and say like, yeah, I worked with so and so and my symptoms were amazing. I felt great for a year and a half, 2 years, but everything came back. And then they come back again. And then they come back again. I'm like, you're not digging deep enough. You're just outsourcing again.
Yeah, you're not learning the lesson. It's kind of like,
Mhm.
with the like think about the curriculum, right? The lessons in class, if the class does not learn this lesson, they got to repeat it because they're not going to pass the test that
Yep.
they take. They got to repeat that, the lesson and repeat it again and again. And you're gonna, I mean, sometimes they give up on you and be like, okay, fine, you didn't learn the lesson. That's it. You're stuck here at this math level. But
That's
yeah,
the
it's
same thing at a
so,
soul level. Your soul's
yeah.
like, Did you learn the lesson? No. Okay, we're gonna just keep
Yeah.
repeating that.
Yes, and we are gonna dive too deep into that with like the soul because right now you and I are really like getting deep into this. And I know we may ruffle a lot of feathers
That's
regarding that,
fine.
like the lifetime and the whatever and the soul and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We're here to ruffle feathers and we're here to not accept the narrative that was, given to us. And
Yeah.
both of us do come from really religious backgrounds, and we are still believers. We still have faith, but we just do it our own way. And we are really digging deep into this new type of spirituality and truly, truly, truly understanding our soul's mission and our soul contracts. And the other day, I even was telling myself, like, because I was really hating on someone, and I was like, you know what, Denise, who am I right now to, like, my soul made a contract with that person's soul,
Mm,
like, do not interfere, stay out of the way, you know what I mean, like stay
yep.
out of the way and accept that lesson and learn from the pattern so they don't repeat. So yeah, so I
Yeah.
was just like, I was really honoring my soul and be like, let the body get out of the way.
Love it.
Alrighty. We're nearing the end, so we are doing something different this time around. We are going to end with a quick mantra for you or a quick affirmation and with some grounding breaths. So we are going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. And our mantra for today or our affirmation is I am loved exactly as I am. So let's do 2 cycles of that and we will end our episode. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Do it.
Inhale. Hold for 4 and exhale for 8. I am loved exactly as I am. Let's do one more time. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4 and exhale for 8. I am loved exactly as I am.
Mm, beautiful. What a perfect way to end it. So
Yes. And have a
go.
beautiful weekend, right? Because we release
Yes,
these on Thursdays.
we
Yes.
do. Have a beautiful weekend. Go dig deep into your healing. Stop outsourcing and start questioning where you're outsourcing. in all aspects. And we'll see you
Yep.
guys on the next episode.